there was a big twist at the end with the NFP data release came out to be positive for DXY. We have seen that significant change in market sentiment, and as expected on DXY we have seen that a bigger move happen in all the instrument including gold, DXY and euro dollar in the past week. Now as NFP has been released, we can see that the market has grabbed huge liquidity in most of the instrument, prepare for a bigger move in the upcoming week as well. So before we discuss this week how the market will be moving, first of all let's quickly look at the weekly perspective in the past week that we did in DXY. The price might struggle to break this high initially without further liquidity grab, as there is a little bit of imbalance in that area. As you can see, this gap has not been tested properly and the market doesn't like to leave a gap fully unchecked. So what I think that this week we could see initial downside on DXY to fill that gap, and then we can expect it to go up to retest this resistance level. This could be the wave for DXY, initial drop and then continuation to the upside. Now this is the last candle of DXY in the past week from intraday perspective, and we have seen the market in fact has dropped to this liquidity zone and then has gone up at the end as expected in our previous weekly Forex forecast. Smash the like button now and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. This is Forex Wizard from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. So without further delay, let's look at this week how the market will be behaving. I will be looking at one by one, starting with DXY, euro dollar, GBPUSD, gold as well as JPY pairs including indices. So make sure that you stick till the end of this weekly Forex forecast. Okay guys and girls, so let's begin first of all with DXY, as DXY will give us a clearer direction of most of the USD pairs including gold. Now starting with first of all monthly chart to see overall picture in the market on DXY. So from the monthly we have seen that this is the new monthly candle open on DXY after the previous monthly bull candle, which is not a very strong bullish. We have seen a sideways movement a long time, but this month once the market opened after initial pullback we have seen a bounce to the upside. Now as if you look at this pattern here, we can see that quite a few months series of lower high. So you have seen almost back to back 4 monthly candles. The price has broken that level, and as the price is approaching another monthly resistance level where we have seen another big red candle has formed, what I think that after the price reach that level we could see another attempt from the sellers to retest this monthly support level. When what I think that this week we might see initial upside and then reverting back to the monthly support, as this is a high liquidity zone. Now if we look at the weekly chart how the price is doing, we can see that weekly perspective bullish candle, doji, bullish candle, narrow candle, and we have seen another bullish candle this week, and at the same time the price is approaching this significant level of swing high, which where we can see that there was a big drop. The price is approaching that level. What I think that initially we can expect for the price to break that high and then to revert back to this weekly support level. So looking at the daily chart to see a bit more clearer picture, we can see that from the daily initially the price has made a bounce to the upside after this bullish impulse consolidation, another impulse, a very long consolidation here, and last day of trading week as we have seen a big bullish engulfer that is signaling potential change of local downtrend to a local uptrend. So from the bigger picture we could see DXY starting its bull move. Now if we look at the intraday perspective to see where we can find trading opportunity or how this week DXY might be behaving, what I think that if you closely look at, we can see there was a consolidation here. This is a smart money zone and the price had a huge bounce to the upside from this level. And what I think that this week we might see initial upside breaking this high, and as this is a very important liquidity zone, we could see the price again returning back to this to retest this smart money area, which is the previous resistance, turning support here, expecting for the price to revert back at the end of the week. So this could be the wave this week on DXY. Initial upside in the middle to return back to the support level and then to go back up again to create a new higher high. So with that being said, now let's analyze all the USD pairs based on this notion of DXY. As the market respect DXY, so we can expect to see all the USD pairs to respect this wave on DXY, starting with AUD USD. Now if you look at AUD USD, again we'll be looking at the higher time frame to see overall picture. Now from the monthly chart on AUD USD, it is a long-term bearish market. So if we look at this monthly resistance level here on AUD USD, this is the long-term resistance, and we have seen in the past the price respected this resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and previous months form a big long bearish candle, followed by this month we have seen that the price tested this level and has dropped, expecting for the price to initially drop, retest, and then to return back again to the downside at the end of the week. So if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly perspective, this is a long bearish candle. Now at the same time, what we see that on AUD USD, the price has broken this doji's high. There is a high liquidity in that area, and this is a long bearish liquidity candle. And what I think that this week we might see that initial drop going back up to retest and then to return back to the support level again. Now if we look at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily AUD USD, this is a doji on the daily, and the price has broken that high, tested the 20 EMA and had a big drop to the downside, which is a complete bearish structure. So if we look at this market, we saw that after this uptrend, the price has formed a complete head and shoulder breakdown, consolidation. Again the price has broken down. On AUD USD, what I think that as there is a very sharp rejection on the daily, the price already below the support level, expecting an upside movement for a pullback and then to drop again. If we look at the intraday perspective, where we can see that the price is moving with a very strong bearish price action, there was a long consolidation here, and we have seen the price had during the NFP had a bounce, which is a complete manipulation, respecting this resistance level, and the price already below this support. Last session we saw a very weaker response from the buyers on AUD USD. What I think that this week we might see initial drop possible, and then to retest this level and then to return back to maintaining this dynamic resistance. So that could be the wave on AUD USD. So what I will be waiting for initial downside on AUD USD, as we can see there's a big drop here, a very narrow correction, expecting AUD USD to have a breakdown with the market open. And once we see the price is giving us suitable entry along the zone potential selling, we'll look for going short on AUD USD with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at dollar CAD. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Looking at the monthly chart on dollar CAD, we can see that from the monthly perspective, there is a big drop on the monthly, followed by previous month we have seen a bullish candle with a long wick at the top, and we can expect this week the price to move up again to test some of this long wick of this monthly perspective. So if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that there is a big move on the weekly, followed by previous week we have seen that and a drop to the downside from a hin bar. This is a hanging man what I think that this week we might see initial upside and then expecting for the price to drop down again to retest this support level from the weekly perspective. Now if we look at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily time frame, CAD looks very stronger, so we might see that on dollar CAD the price, you can see it's forming a structure which is potentially bullish, but at the same time we see that the price is respecting this support level, getting rejected and form a head and shoulder in that area. And I think that this week we might see initial upside dropping down to the support and then bouncing back again to the upside. So from the intraday time frame, we can expect dollar CAD to bounce up again like the AUD/USD to the upside and dollar CAD to the upside, AUD/USD to the downside. We can expect for the price to drop down again to retest and then continuation to the upside. So for the trading purpose, in the beginning of the trading week, we'll be looking for potential bullish opportunity on dollar CAD from this level. As soon as we will find suitable entry, we'll look for going long with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at GBPUSD. Let's see what kind of trading opportunity we have. Looking at the monthly chart on GBPUSD, we can see that from the monthly perspective on GBPUSD, there is a huge bullish impulse followed by a narrow candle on the monthly. Now we can see that this month's GBPUSD so far after retest had a rejection, and what I think that after initial pullback we can expect again for the downside on GBPUSD. Now looking at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly, this weekly candle also maintaining a bearish price action. After the previous weekly doji, the price tested the high and we have seen a complete rejection from this high, giving a high probability for GBPUSD to drop down further to break this low. Now if we look at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily perspective, there was a long consolidation here, which is a sign of change of local uptrend to a downtrend. As there is a long bearish engulfer on GBPUSD from the daily, we can expect initial pullback and then continuation to the downside. If we look at the intraday perspective here on GBPUSD, we can see that there is a bearish move at the end of the session after the NFP with the strengthening on DXY. And what I think that with that drop, we can expect GBPUSD to drop down again to break this support. Now if we closely look at here on GBPUSD, we can see that the price, whenever touching this support after creating an over extension, getting rejected to the upside. And I think that the price, we could see that initial drop on GBPUSD. After breaking this support to this level, we can expect for the price to drop down, and this could be the wave on GBPUSD this week. Now let's look at euro dollar. Let's see how the price is doing. Now looking at euro dollar from the monthly perspective on euro dollar, we can see that from the monthly there is a back-to-back 3 months of bullish move, followed by this month we have seen a long bearish candle, followed by this month we have seen that after initial pullback the price started to drop again to the downside. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that the price is respecting this resistance level for extended period of time. The price is currently approaching this weekly support. As this market was moving to the upside with creating a series of higher high and higher low, there is a complete breakdown of the structure. With that breakdown, expecting euro dollar to come down even to break this low. So this week also we can expect for the price to come down to retest this support level. Now if we look at the daily chart, we can see that after testing of this 20 EMA from the daily, there is a complete breakdown from this resistance level, and with that breakdown the price has formed a long bearish engulfer and has crossed this high, gathered the liquidity from a long bearish engulfer, and expecting for the price now to retest this support and then to revert back again. So if we look at the intraday from the lower time frame perspective, we can see the price is moving in this channel, which is a bearish channel, and whenever the price is going up to this resistance level, if we look at the past, this is the resistance. From that level there is a drop and the price has reached that resistance again. There has been another drop and we saw that the price, whenever going to that resistance, dropping down. Currently the price on this support level, and what I think that as there has been a complete drop, expecting for the price to first to break that support after deviating from this channel. Once the price will get overextended, as this is the support level, expecting for the price to go back up again and then return back to this support level. This could be the wave on euro dollar this week, and based on the price action confirmation, we will be trading from those zones around the week. So now let's look at yen pairs, and then we'll be looking at the gold and other instrument as well. So looking at dollar yen, let's see what kind of price action we have. Looking at the monthly chart on dollar yen. Now from the monthly perspective, this is the monthly bullish candle. Dollar yen is a long-term bullish market. If you look at this overall picture on dollar yen, we can see that there is a strong impulse on the monthly, and we have seen a complete breakdown from this structure, followed by previous months. Dollar yen has formed this monthly bullish candle. Now this month we have seen that initially the price has come down and then again started to bounce to the upside, as this is the previous monthly high on dollar yen. What I think that this month we could see again another bounce and coming back to this support and then going back up again to create a new higher high. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that there is a potential bullish price action, but at the same time the price is approaching a monthly resistance. What I think that this week we might see a bounce, breaking the high, creating an overextension, coming back down and then going back up. This could be the wave this week on dollar yen. Now if we look at the daily chart on dollar yen, we can see that from the daily there is a bullish, big bullish candle, but at the same time the price is approaching a very important level where we have seen big drop from that zone. So let's see intraday perspective to see how the price might be reacting. As we are expecting initially to bounce DXY, we could see dollar yen also trying to break this resistance, and from that resistance we could see dollar yen again dropping down to this level and going back up again. That could be the wave on dollar yen this week. Initial bounce, breaking that resistance, coming back down to this test this previous resistance, turn support and going back up, and these are the zones that we'll be looking for potential trading opportunity on dollar yen. Now let's look at GBP JPY. Looking at the monthly chart on GBP JPY, we can see that from the monthly there is a big bullish candle on the monthly. Now overall picture on GBP JPY, this is a long-term bullish price action. Now with that long-term bullish price action, we have seen there was a breakdown, which is a complete liquidity grab, followed by another monthly bullish candle. Now this month we have seen that the price has dropped initially and then bounced to the upside. Now if we look at the previous monthly long week, we can see that the price currently at 50% of the previous monthly long week, and what we could see after a little attempt from the buyers to retest this monthly support, as the price has reached that 50% of this monthly long week, we can expect again for the price to come down for a deeper pullback. If we look at the weekly chart, we can see that there is a long week candle, which is a sign of bullish price action on GBP JPY, but at the same time we see that there is a long week at the bottom of this red candle. Now what I think that this week we might see that the price will try to fill that long week, either creating a lower low or creating a higher low. Then we can expect for the price to return back to the upside. Now from the daily chart, we see that after this drop, the price has come down to this 20 EMA and has a very strong rejection from a daily pin bar. Now last day of trading week, we saw that GBP JPY has broken this liquidity zone. This is a very high liquidity zone, and the price again testing this dynamic resistance level, and I think that GJ might try to, after retest of this 50% of the daily long wick candle, to retest this previous daily resistance turning support here, and from that zone we can expect GBP/JPY to bounce up again. Now this is the local bullish price action, and the price has tested this resistance. If we look at, we can see that series of lower high in that area. So what I think that GJ initially we could see after retest to drop down to this daily resistance level, and from that zone we can expect GJ to return back to the upside, where it will test this support as a support, and then from this level we can expect GBP/JPY to remain bullish. So this could be the wave on GJ, and based on the price action confirmation we'll look for going for trading opportunity along this zone on GBP/JPY. So now let's look at gold. Now as you have seen, past week was gold and amazing. There was a huge movement, and we have quite a few trades on gold during our live as well as in our VIP trading group. So let's see now this week what kind of trading opportunity we have in this instrument. Now looking at the monthly chart on gold, we can see that from the monthly previous months there wasn't much volatility, but there was a narrower monthly candle as it was January. So this month we can expect gold to have significant movement. Now what we see that gold so far, this is the monthly candle in the first 4 days of the month, probably it got only 2 days on the monthly, and we have seen that there was initial bounce and then drop to this support level. And what I think that as the price is still maintaining series of higher low on the monthly and lower high, so the price might range in this week for a bit more time, respecting this low and high of this monthly. Now if we look at, we can see that the price tried to break this low, and from this monthly low there has been a rejection to the upside, and with the rejection what I think that this week the price might try to break this high again to test this monthly high from the previous weekly perspective. So if you look at the weekly chart, we can see that there is a long wick candle on the weekly that has a wickless candle, and also there is a long wick at the top. So what I think that this week we might see initial bounce to retest this resistance, and even the price could remain this week bullish from this level to the upside, and later at the end we might see that the price dropping down for retest of this support level. As this week's candle is bullish, in the upcoming week we can expect gold to remain bullish in the beginning. So if we look at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily a bit more stronger bullish price action here. If we look at the previous daily high, daily low, also below this doji, there is high liquidity. So whenever the price is dropping down to that support, we see that there is a strong rejection. Now this is the daily candle that has a very sharp rejection from the support level, and I think that in the upcoming week we might see the price is still remaining bullish, and it might take the price to the upside to this resistance again. So if we look at the lower time frame price action, we can see that this is the NFP candle, had a big drop to this support level. This is the monthly support, and with that drop the price didn't create new lower low. Instead we saw that sharp bounce. As the price had a bounce, highly likely we could see with that bounce the price is going back up to this resistance to test 2057-58 level. So we can expect gold to remain bullish to this level again this week. So looking at very lower time frame to see potential trading opportunity as we enter more often 15 minutes price action. If we look at, we can see that from this breakdown the price has formed a reversal pattern here, and the price was now locally bullish. So this is a local bullish price action. That price action, what I think that the price will retest this resistance or even breaking this high. So to take this move, what I think that with the market open, as this price action is maintaining locally bullish market structure. I will be waiting for the price to break any of this swing low. Any break of structure will give us another entry on gold along the zone. As soon as we will find the price has broken the low, form that local breakdown, and then we'll be looking for entry on gold to take this move to the upside with a high probability trade setup. If you enjoyed this analysis, give a big thumbs up, and also if you want to join us to learn the strategy that we are trading and also be part of Forex Trading Wizard Academy, you can find the link below this video in the description. You can join us today to be part of this trading community. So now let's look at WTI, see what kind of trading opportunity we have in WTI. Looking at the monthly chart, we can see that from the monthly perspective on WTI, we can see that after previous monthly long week candle, this month, once the market opened, we have seen initial drop to this support level. Now this is the beginning of the month. As the price had a drop, what I think that it might try to break this monthly low before having a bounce, as it is a long-term bearish. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that there was a big drop from the weekly perspective, a long bearish engulfer, and I think that this week we might see that we'll try to pull back to the upside to this resistance, and from that zone we can expect for WTI to drop to the downside. Now if we look at the daily chart on WTI, we can see that from the daily there is a big drop, and we can expect a pullback to this resistance and then to return back again to the long-term direction of the trend. Now if we draw a trend line on the daily, we can see that the price was respecting this level, and from this level we can expect for the price to go up to retest and then to revert back again to the support level. So let's draw this lower time frame trend line, and then we will be looking for lower time frame price action confirmation. Now if we look at this level here, we see that there is a resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. The price already has broken down, and what we can expect for the price to go ahead and break this local structure, any swing high is broken, will be giving us potential entry opportunity to the downside on WTI. I'll be waiting for a break of trend line or the break of a structure to the upside. As soon as we will find WTI has gone up, has given us that entry opportunity, we'll look for going short with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at US30. Let's see what kind of opportunity we have. Looking at the monthly chart on US30, we can see that previous months US30 has formed a bullish middleman that has long wick on both sides with a healthy body. And what we see that this month for the price, once the market open, initial bounce, and as it is a long-term bull market, we can expect for this price to remain bullish. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly perspective, quite a few weeks of bullish move in that area with a big bull candle followed by a narrower, and we have seen another bullish candle. This week also, as there is a long wick at the top, the price had a pullback, so therefore we can expect for the price to remain bullish after initial pullback. So looking at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily there is an impulse correction, impulse deeper correction, the price again maintaining series of higher high and higher low. So looking at the intraday, we can see that the price is maintaining typical bullish market structure, creating series of higher high and higher low. There is a doji here. What we can expect on US30 for the price to drop down, especially break of structure, will give us another entry. So along this zone, as soon as you will find suitable entry on US30, look for going long with a high probability trade setup. Now let's look at NASDAQ. Let's see what kind of price action. Looking at the monthly chart on NASDAQ, we can see that from the monthly perspective, this is the monthly impulse followed by a correction, and we see it is in another impulsive phase from the monthly. So therefore we can expect for the price to remain bullish as it is a long-term bull market. So if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that from the weekly time frame there is a weekly bullish candle, a very strong impulse followed by a narrow doji. Now this week we can expect for the price to break. We have seen that there is a break of structure and return back. What I think that this week after initial pullback for the price to remain bullish for long-term perspective. Now if we look at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily time frame, this is the daily support level. The price has already broken that support. What I think that we can expect to pull back to this support and then to remain bullish as it is a long-term bull market. So from the intraday perspective, as we can see, this is a significant level of support. The price has broken down from that support but couldn't create a new lower low. From this zone we have seen another bounce. What I think that this week we can expect for the price to come down for a break of structure and then to remain bullish. So this is the level that we will be looking for potential entry opportunity on NASDAQ as soon as we will find suitable entry. So now let's look at Euro AUD to see how the price is doing. Now from the monthly, Euro AUD is a bull market. We have seen that after previous monthly bullish candle, this month the price has made initial bounce and again the price is approaching the resistance. What I think that this week we might see the price again coming down for a retest to the support level. Now if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that after this big bull move, a narrow doji, this week the price has formed a candle that has rejection from the bottom, and also the price is approaching this resistance where the price was creating series of lower high. And I think that this week we might see that Euro AUD dropping down again to this support level, breaking this low before bouncing to the upside. Now from the daily, we can see that Euro AUD has broken that bull flag. This is a long-term bull flag and the price has managed to break from that bull flag, and I think that the price will try to come down again to retest the support before trending to the upside. So from the intraday perspective, we can see that Euro AUD was trending to the upside and the price has managed to reach that resistance, and I think that Euro AUD will try to come down below this long week candles as quite a few liquidity candle, and the price left an imbalance here, and Euro AUD might come down here and then to bounce back to the upside. So Euro AUD, I will look for selling with the market open from this level to this to grab the liquidity. Once we see the price has managed to grab the liquidity, we'll look for going long with a high probability trade setup. I believe that guys and girls, you enjoyed this weekly Forex forecast, and if you find value in it, make sure that you like and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.